In this video, I'm going to be talking about some proverbs that have some deep meaning in the Yoruba language, and I'll be explaining the proverbs to you one by one and the context which it's being commonly used. So let's go for the first one. Some of them are very funny, so follow me. Yoruba used to say, Egun atiro wole, eyan atiro jade. Egun is a masquerade, and atiro is that a masquerade that is limping. A masquerade limped and went inside, and after the masquerade went inside, then you saw someone coming out of that same room limping. So that actually creates a connection, because masquerade are always veiled, that it is the person that limped out that is also the masquerade. So in most cases, this is actually being used when someone is suspicious, when you suspect someone that, okay, this is the person that did this thing, like it's obvious that it's this person that actually committed this crime, or it is this person that actually did this thing, but the person tried to do whatever he did, he tried to do it undercover. So but you can actually say with utmost certainty that this thing looks like something that this guy will do. Looking at the scenario, looking at this thing, there is a connection. So Yoruba can then say, we know now, egun atiro wole, eyan atiro jade. And sometimes some people will be like, tani o mọ̀ pé eyan tó tiro jade ni egun tó tiro wole. That is, who does not know, same person that came out limping was the masquerade that went in limping. So that is for that. And then we also have another one. Ọ̀pẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ ń dàgbà, inú adáyẹmọ̀ ń bàjẹ́. Ọ̀pẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ ń dàgbà, inú adáyẹmọ̀ ń bàjẹ́. Ọ̀pẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ is like a palm tree, and probably when it's small and then it starts growing, dàgbà means to grow. So when it starts growing, inú adáyẹmọ̀ ń bàjẹ́. Someone who actually taps from that palm kernel tree, who taps from the tree, is actually sad. But of course, it's actually like selfishness, because the tree is actually growing, but the person who takes advantage of it is now becoming sad, because he knows that it's growing. He wouldn't have the opportunity, the ease of taking advantage of the palm tree any longer. So that is why Yoruba say ọ̀pẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ ń dàgbà, inú adáyẹmọ̀ ń bàjẹ́. So in the context that many people use to say this is actually when someone is not really when someone does not really wish somebody good, because the person actually takes advantage, or the person derive advantage from the stagnancy of someone, or someone not going beyond a certain stage. So it's just like an enemy who is actually not happy because you are progressing. So you back and say in that kind, leave him alone. Ọ̀pẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ ń dàgbà, inú adáyẹmọ̀ ń bàjẹ́. So that's for that. So going to the third one, ẹni àfijoyè àwòdì tí ò lè gbẹ́yẹ. Ẹni àfijoyè àwòdì tí ò lè gbẹ́yẹ. Ẹni àfijoyè àwòdì tí ò lè gbẹ́yẹ. Àwòdì is like the hawk, a hawk. And one thing about hawk is that hawk hunts adìyẹ tí ò lè gbẹ́yẹ, ẹyẹ. The ẹyẹ that's being referred here is chick, like small chickens that just hatched. When the mother chicken just hatched her eggs. So the small chicks are what Yoruba used to call ẹyẹ here. So ẹni àfijoyè àwòdì, joyè means to enthrone someone. So the person that you actually give the throne of àwòdì, but he cannot carry a chick. So that's majorly used to show incompetence. That is, you expect, when you expect something from someone. Àwòdì is like the hawk, just as I've said, is like a hawk that actually hunts chick, and it's very perfect in that, survey the sky, from the sky, survey the chick, the environment, and comes in once and then carry the chick, goes ahead and eats the chick. So if someone is an àwòdì, that is supposed to be very, very proficient, competent in actually picking up chicks, which here is ẹyẹ. Then gbẹ́yẹ means to carry chick. So if someone now occupies that kind of a position of àwòdì and cannot carry chick, then it's incompetence. So most of the time, maybe you expect someone to do something and then the person did not do it, and it's like a great level of incompetence. Yoruba will say, ẹni àfijoyè àwòdì tí ò lè gbádìyẹ, or tí ò lè gbẹ́yẹ. Ẹni àfijoyè àwòdì tí ò lè gbẹ́yẹ, or tí ò lè gbádìyẹ. I think gbádìyẹ should be perfect there. Adìyẹ is chick. So that's for that. And we also have ohun tó ń bẹ lẹ́yìn ọ̀fà ju òjé lọ. Many people used to get this wrong. They used to say ohun tó ń bẹ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀fà ju èje lọ. Èje is 7, ẹ̀fà is 6. That is, what is behind 6 is more than 7, and that does not make sense. But what this is, ohun tó ń bẹ lẹ́yìn ọ̀fà ju òjé lọ. Ohun tó ń bẹ lẹ́yìn ọ̀fà ju òjé lọ. Òjé is like a crown that people collect at the end of a race. So it's like a reward. Òjé is like a reward. So ọ̀fà is like servitude. It's like servitude, and how it happens then is when you owe someone money. Like in the olden days, when you owe someone money and then you are not able to pay, sometimes children will actually have to go and serve, like servitude, in the house of the person that their parents owe money, or maybe their slave. We actually go there to serve, and immediately after the service, then that, okay, maybe he owes the person £10 or whatever the pounds may be. So after serving, maybe the £10 is for 1 year or 3 months. After serving for 3 months, then the person will be free. It will gain his freedom. So you will now say what is after the servitude is more than OJ. That is, OJ is the reward. So what this actually mean, the scenario for this is, most of the time when people serve that servitude, is always in the house of someone that is better than their parents, someone that is better than their master, maybe in the house of a rich man or so. That's where many people serve as, you know, this kind of stuff which we call offer. So whenever you now, you know, whenever you are free, you develop skills about the job that you are doing. You get connection, the rich man's connection, the you know, knowing more about how things work and the likes. So that is what you get at the end of it, which Yoruba belief will be, you know, will be at an advantage for you as well when you are going on with your life. So that is, what you will get at the end of that servitude is more than OJ, which is a reward. Sometimes OJ is a reward. So we also have Owo Epo. So in this kind of one, in the context that many people used to use it, is in the aspect of when someone is passing through hard times, and then you can just, you know, console the person that, oh, don't worry, ju ojelo. Maybe the person is in school and then struggling, and then you are trying to encourage the person, don't worry, ju ojelo. Or maybe the person is going through whatever life circumstances or situation. So going ahead, we also have Owo Epo Laraye Banila. Owo Epo Laraye Banila. And you know, some people will complete that and say Moki Banila Teje. Owo Epo Laraye Banila. That is Owo Epo, that is the hand of oil. Laraye Banila is what the word will help you to lick. That the word will actually, you know, lick your hand when it's full of oil. But when it's with blood, when it's soaked in blood, nobody will help you to lick it. So Moki Banila Teje could actually be what some people will use to complete it, but sometimes you can just say this alone as well. Owo Epo Laraye Banila. That is, the word will only lick your finger when it's full of oil, not blood. And this is actually, you know, used to in such a context that, okay, just be careful. You know, it's because you have this kind of a thing, that's why some people are coming around you. Immediately that what they need from you is not in your hand anymore, they wouldn't come near you. So this actually is being used in aspect of advising someone. You know, maybe someone who is spending, you know, someone who is spending anyhow, a profligate person who is spending anyhow, and you know, and he believes he has many friends, he believes he has many supporters and he likes, and people say, oh, don't worry, that is because you have whatever it is, the resources at your disposal. That's why people are actually, you know, following you, supporting you and the likes. That is, they will not help you to leak, they will not stay with you when, you know, hard circumstances come. And another one that is similar to it is ese girigiri nili anjofe kutan aore nikan. Ese girigiri, that one is not here. Ese girigiri nili anjofe kutan aore nikan. That is footstep, you know, many footsteps at the house of Anjofe means eating freely. That is, when there's actually a free food in the house of a man. Like there's a man named Anjofe, that is, you eat free food. So there will always be numerous footsteps in his house. But when he died, we didn't see anybody. So that is actually just to say people are just there for the food. They are not there for any other thing. So ese girigiri ile Anjofe tan, Anjofe kutan, Anjofe die, aore nikan. This is just used to, you know, in the context which is more commonly being used. It's just like, okay, people are just, people just come to people for the advantage that they are going to derive, not really because of the personality of the person. People approach people because of what they're going to get. But of course, that's not what happens in all the cases. There are people who are faithful, people who are responsible, people who have integrity, actually. So that's just similar to this one. That's why I said this one. But what I said here is always the word will only lick your finger when it's full of oil and not with blood. So it's just to say, people will only be with you, many people will be with you only because they could get something from your hand, they could get an advantage from you, and they would not be there when things are not the way that they want. And we also have this one very good. It's a ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ tàgbà ọwọ́ kèrègbè. Ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ tàgbà ọwọ́ kèrègbè. Ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ. Pẹpẹ is like something that all these cupboard cabinets. So that is what Yoruba used to call pẹpẹ, like all these cabinets that the hand of an elder, the hand of a child, ọmọdé is the child, cannot reach the cabinet. And also tagbaladba ọwọ́ kèrègbè. Kèrègbè is just like all those small calabash that actually grows a little bit like this, and then the hand of an elder cannot enter it. But sometimes maybe a seasoning, maybe what Yoruba used to call Maggi, maybe a seasoning drop inside the kèrègbè, or maybe something small, maybe a ring drops inside the kèrègbè, and the hand of an elder will not enter it, but the hand of a kid can actually enter it. So ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ, that is, the hand of a kid does not reach the cabinet. And also tagba ọwọ́ kèrègbè, the agba is elder, the elder too, their hand cannot actually enter into the kèrègbè like that calabash. So what this is actually just trying to say is that everybody has their own advantage and everybody has something to bring to the table. If you say you can do this, then you cannot do this. If you say you cannot do this, then someone else can do this. So ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ, that is, the hand of a child cannot reach the cabinet, but in the same way, the hand of an elder cannot enter the kèrègbè, but the ọmọdé that his hand cannot reach the cabinet, his hand can actually enter the kèrègbè. So that's just what that one is saying, that everybody has their own importance. Community unity is actually very good. That's the context in which it's being used. That you bring this, I bring this, I bring this, you bring that. So going ahead, we also have Bíkulé ò pani, tòde ò lè pani. Bíkulé ò pani, tòde ò lè pani. Iku is death. So Bíkulé, ile is house. Bíkulé ò pani, tòde ò lè pani. That is, if your enemy at home did not kill you, then if the death at home did not kill you, then the death outside will not kill you. This actually, in the context which is being commonly used, is just to show that, okay, if the enemy from within does not actually, if someone from within does not become your enemy, then an enemy outside will not be able to overcome you. So Ikuile is maybe that the death inside the house, if it does not kill you, then whatever it is that you face outside, it cannot also kill you. It's just the same. If someone is brought down in a kind of scandal and the likes, most of the time it's people who are in the cycle of that person that are always involved. So Bíkulé ò pani, tòde ò lè pani. If the death of the house, your central, if something central to you does not kill you, something outside will not be able to kill you. But if something outside kill you, it's because the leech actually come from something within. So that's what is being used, just to show, just to tell people that be careful, be careful. All these people you are gathering around you, they may have evil intention. So you just have to be careful. So that's the context in which it's being commonly used. And we also have Agbawabura Bewe Oshori. Agbawabura Bewe Oshori. Agba is elder. Wabura means come and swear. Bewe Oshori, away is childish attitude or child. Bewe Oshori, if you've not actually behaved like a child before. That's elder, come and swear, if you've not acted like a child before. So most of the time, the context this one is used is maybe an elder is trying to be very brutal against a child because a child behaved childishly. So you'll be that's too much now, it's just a child. Agbawabura Bewe Oshori, that is come and swear, if you've not once behaved childishly. So that's the context in which it's being used when an elder is being too brutal and trying to use iron hand to correct a child. Yoruba will say Agbawabura Bewe Oshori, that is come and swear if you've not actually done this thing before. And also in some other cases, it's not just in the case of an elder maltreating a child that is being used. sometimes a child can also be doing something, and the elder can be looking, oh wow, we used to do this thing too, like wow, just reminisce of what they used to do when they are young as well. So you can say, maybe the elder is looking at the kid and be like, wow, he remembers his own time. So you'll be like, wow, Aburabe will surely, that is, come and swear if you've not also once acted like a kid. So that's for that. And then the last one is actually very funny. You see, ẹni tó rókù ìkà tó ta nípa òun gan níkà nínú. Ẹni tó rókù ìkà tó ta nípa òun gan níkà nínú. That is, whoever see the dead body of a wicked man and kicks it, maybe because he sees the dead body of a wicked man and kick the body with his leg. Yoruba will say he himself has wickedness inside of him. That's what this is actually saying. And tó rókù ìkà tó ta nípa òun gan níkà nínú. Whoever sees the body of a dead person on the floor and then kicks it, he himself has wickedness in him. So the context which this is mainly used is just to to talk about the excesses that some people go through in an attempt to defend something. And then they'll be like, what are you trying to defend? What you are trying to defend, you actually even go to the extreme, and you yourself can actually be brought into this kind of thing that you are actually trying to stand against. So that's the context that this one is actually mainly used when someone overreacts to something. When someone overreacts and the overreaction is too much, and be like, what's the meaning of this? Like, he who sees the body of a dead wicked man and kicks it, he himself has wickedness rooted inside of him. So that most of the proverbs that I want to talk about in this video, and I hope you've been able to learn a lot. So this is Learn Yoruba Online, where I teach the Yoruba language and also partly the Yoruba culture, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. This is Learn Yoruba Online, and if you would like to learn the Yoruba language, you can reach out to me on learnyorubaonline@gmail.com, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. This is Learn Yoruba Online.